can the FMCG model of banking, where banking products are sold like consumer goods, are truly effective? Don't you think that the skill sets and the expertise required to deliver the banking products are fundamentally different from those needed to deliver pizzas or consumer goods? And how can you ensure that the banking products are sold with necessary financial advice and guidance rather than just commodities? And what are the risks of adopting FMCG model of banking, and how can we mitigate it? I will tell you, as a branch head, what I saw is we had a salary account, and the blue-collar workers were drawing more than 1 lakh. I'm talking about in 2000. They were really making good money that time, and they were issued a card. They didn't know whether it is a debit card or a credit card. They took credit card, went to the ATM and withdraw money. And our branch staff, they demonstrated how to use that. So these kind of things, issues, is what we are talking about. So this question is to Mr. Narayan Rao.
Yeah. So your first question was on this skill sets between FMCG and banks. To my mind, skills, they're vastly different. The skill sets required in an FMCG concept is more centralized at the corporate level, more on the marketing and branding and placing, and not so much at the transaction level. Whereas in a bank, there is a lot more of skill set required at the transaction level. The follow-on question that you had on what kind of knowledge is required, what kind of information is to be given to the customer. It's very important for the customer to know what he is buying, or even what he or she is placing the money, whether in a savings account or a fixed account or a fixed deposit or a recurring deposit, or if in these days of cross-sell, if you're saying that, put it in mutual funds or something, what they need to be informed. So the skill sets that are required are obviously vastly different. And in terms of the risks you mentioned, obviously there's a risk of mis-selling, and the regulator anywhere in the world, and especially in India, the reason why they have such an oversight on banks is because we are, as a bank, you're custodian of the customer's money. Not so in FMCG. In FMCG, in one sense, you could say that the engagement level, obviously everybody wants it to be long term, but for each product, if you buy a packet of chips, it lasts maybe 10 minutes. If you buy toothpaste, maybe a month or whatever. Whereas in a bank, it's continuous and a much longer term. If you're taking a loan, it could be 15 years and all. So there is a lot more of engagement levels required. So the skill sets not comparable in my view.
Can I add?
Yes.
Mr. Rao is 100% sure, but I somehow tried to get from where you are coming, your perspective. So going by that if you go to a car shop where they sell car, you will find bank outlets there, banking. They are selling car loans there. More or less FMCG kind. They are going there and trying to. If you go to a builder's office, where they show you'll find some bank people hanging around and saying that, or credit card. If you go to a airport, you'll find many girls chasing you, sir, this card, that card. So they are trying to cope, but then ultimately you see, as Mr. Rao was saying, the compliance issues, and after all, here we are dealing with someone else's money. It is not like a promoter's money. So that is why there are many restrictions, although banks are, as you said, trying to do some things like that.
I think nowadays, with such a rapid customer service acceleration, you order something from Zepto, you didn't get one of the 5 items, you go to help, you say you didn't get one of the items, immediately refund comes in. And with that, I think the expectation of consumers at large is rising. And therein, of course, there are some bots, and then you get into associate with Zepto. Now, relate that to a banking environment. as Rajiv sir was also mentioning, that there are regulatory guidelines that the staff will need to be bounded with. Also, privacy laws. Somebody comes and asks for a statement. My father's statement. Father's statement sounds so cool. So I should be sharing it. It's the family statement. But of course, privacy laws will not allow me to share the statement unless the customer walks in. So, of course, there are different skill sets and certain nuances will have to be kept in mind when we compare these two industries.
So that was a great response to the question.